with spectrum tuning, like if someone is going to want a spectrum tune, they should ask themselves, are they trying to grow the highest quality possible? And if that is the quest, if that is your goal, then yes, absolutely, spectrum tuning is going to be the answer. And the other question is, are you trying to find the true genetic potential? Well, without spectrum tuning, it's going to be almost impossible. Like, what are the major, there's three major benefits to spectrum tuning that I see. And that is being able to use blue to tighten your internode spacing as much as possible. And secondly, to be able to use blue at any time to limit your stretch as much as possible. So a lot of people are tent growers. If you're in a tent and you might be limited in height, the ability to use the extra blue is life-changing. Then the ability to add blue later on for the last few weeks of the flower is also life-changing. And it can, for increasing your COAs, it's just, it's undeniable the results that you can get.
A couple things that stick out on the charts that you had shown, which is the double-ended HPS slide, 3.96% blue. I didn't realize, because I've grown with HPS before, I didn't realize it was that low in blue. I feel like these days, many fixtures are in between like the 15 and 20% range of blue. So that kind of is one thing that stuck out to me. The other thing that really stuck out to me was I wasn't aware that 660 nanometers was the highest efficiency for lowest cost. I think knowing that information and seeing the different lighting companies out there, you can tell who is just going after trying to make things kind of more price efficient, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. I think it's a big problem because, especially when I think about growers and people that are buying something that's going to be lasting them for 5 years. If their goal is to be like the sun, you definitely want the fuller spectrum. And now I'd like to kind of explain what is spectrum tuning, because it can be confusing. What is a spectrum tuning light? Well, a spectrum tuning light usually consists of 4 different channels. So one of those channels is going to be warm light, which I like to reference is like a HPS spectrum. And then a cool white, I reference it as a metal halide, but it might not be appropriate because a metal halide will actually have way less blue and a lot of other stuff in it. So I just referenced it as metal halide because it's a blue color to your eye. So it has way more blue than a metal halide, and that is your cool white channel. Then you have a deep red channel that is 660 nanometer that we were talking about, that's highly efficient. And then we have a far red channel. So you have these 4 different channels. You can do it all different types of ways. We like to do it with 4 independent drivers. And we have lights that are up to 1500 watts, and you use them together to make all different spectrums. Like, a lot of people get so confused about 1500 watts. You still only need to run it at 600 to 750 watts. That extra wattage is actually for the diversity. So that's kind of what a spectrum tuning light is. And we're the first company that's actually simplified spectrum tuning by making 2-channel spectrum tuning lights. So we basically have taken the warm white, and instead of having a deep red and far red controlled independently, we have fixed it on the warm white channel. So we put it at safe levels where you couldn't do anything to ever hurt yourself. Now, when you have a 4-channel light, there are things that you could do to hurt yourself by using too much far red or too much deep reds in certain situations. Well, when you have it on the light like that and it's fixed, it's basically simplified where you can't do anything wrong to hurt yourself, which I think is kind of it's the future. Like, when you have a light that can do 500 spectrums or 60 spectrums, it's like, well, which spectrum do you want to do? And it's like, this really simplifies it, takes it down to about 12 spectrums. Like, it's actually capable of way more than 12 technically, but that visually look a lot different on paper. It's about 12. And you can still have the benefits of going from 2000 Kelvin to 9000 Kelvin. So that's basically like a 2-channel spectrum tuning light. And then what are regular lights? Regular lights are single-channel lights that have 1 driver. And it can be confusing for people, so I've been kind of trying to just break things down as much as possible. So as we've been developing it, I'm actually going to share my screen here again because we actually haven't published this publicly, but we are about to publish it. And it's it's not showing the whole picture. It's cut off. But anyways, it's supposed to say Transcend Light Recipe. And this is something that we've developed, and we're just getting ready to publish the results. But I'm working with a company in Canada that just finished their 4th crop with consecutive making 20% plus gains on terpenes and THC. So it's life changing here in Canada for people. And like we've seen multiple people do it 1 or 2 crops, but this is 4 crops in a row where he had already had 20 different COAs with this previous cultivar. So for us to make a 20% gain, and also it's not like we're just using one lab, because anybody can say one thing with one lab. We're using multiple labs, and this is actually been being exported to Germany. And in Germany and Australia are known for having the toughest labs. So basically, we have conclusively proven that you can gain a 20% plus gain by doing this formula. And it's just as simple as vegging a 9,000 K to have the tightest internode spacing as possible. And then when you're coming into when you transition into the flower stage, you're using a whole bunch of cool white and warm white, and you leave it like that until your stretch is done. And then we transition to a spectrum that's actually even warmer than HBS slightly. And we basically use that until there's 3 weeks left and you start introducing the blue back in. So you can see we've dampened, or we lower the far red when there's 3 weeks left, and we go back to heavy blue and warm white. And we, with 2 weeks left, we even reduce the warm white and completely eliminate the far red. And in the last week, we're finishing in 9,000 Kelvin. And there's a lot of people that finish with 10,000 Kelvin when they're not growing with LED. And, there's a reason why they do it. Is the plants love the blue. It's almost like a stress response. It's almost the same thing that UV does. And it allows them to enhance the THC and terpenes.
I like how you broke it down between different phases of growth and what channels they should have on. That was going to be a question for you that I was going to ask was, if I were to buy one of Light, a 4-channel, what do I run when? And so it's really cool that you actually have that broken down already, and you've done testing and have results that show what you can get out of it. So that's really cool.
Yeah, there's also another company multiple companies, but one in particular that we've been working with that they're really finding out what the true genetic potential is. And like I said, we've seen stuff in the same room under different spectrums look like it's from a different planet. So what they do with a test room, they have a test room where they have curtains in between the light, so they can't have crossover. And they'll run a cultivar with 4 completely different spectrums. And when you are comparing spectrums, one thing I want to bring up is you want to have a big difference. When you only have a couple percent, you will not see any difference. So if you just try to add 2% blue or something like that, you're not going to see really a difference from everything that we have seen. So basically, they're running the 4 different cultivars, seeing which one performs the best, getting a COA, and then implementing that as their base spectrum, and still using the blue with it. So it's like that, and that's how I was trying to say is if you're trying to find the real true genetic potential, that's how you have to do it. Like we're using more blue than what the sun has. Like the blue, like the sun is, depending on where you are and located on the earth, is like around 25 to 30% maximum, and we're able to get it up to closer to 37%, and just and which I think is a pretty big deal, because when you're using 37% blue and you're also omitting the 54% red that the sun really has, you can do stuff that you can't do outside, which I think is really taking things to the next level.
Go to the full episode by clicking the outro card here, or click the link in the description section below. Catch you in the next video.